You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It's late night and I'm tired, but I want to go ahead and tap in. I've been having this message on my heart for like a few hours, and so I'm like, let me go ahead, see what comes out, get it on record, and then I can go to bed. About to be the beginning of a new week. Just looked at my schedule. I gotta work 5 days in a row. Like why? Okay. So, but I've really been enjoying coming here with you guys every day, and I don't want to miss out on our time together. I was listening to one of my homegirls on here earlier, and she didn't necessarily make this connection, but I did. You know, in regards to the ancestors, okay? And she was speaking on Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier is a place in Georgia, like not too far outside of Atlanta. And, you know, basically it was a thriving town, a black-run town, and the government basically filled it with water and destroyed it, okay? And she was mentioning in her thing is that Lake Lanier was like the one that we know of, you know, the one that we can remember and speak on, but there were many towns. Many of our towns are underwater, you know, and Lake Lanier historically takes lives, okay? So, you know, the spirit of water, the spirit in water, like water holds memory. That is, one of its traits, you know, even like there's experiments to where if you play like, you know, nice, calm, classical type music for the water will be nice and peaceful. And if you play like screaming or something at the water, like the vibration of the water is affected by sound and energy. And so I've just been really contemplating, what does it mean when God comes through and washes a whole damn town away, or, you know, washes something that was standing away, okay? And I have a great deal of empathy as a mother and somebody who used to be a little girl. Okay, I have a huge amount of empathy for what has occurred in Texas, even the fact that I'm in Texas. You know what I mean? I'm hours away from there, but we had rain that day. I thought it was so weird, y'all. Um, but the ancestors reminded me of Lake Lanier today and how we got washed away with no one to give a damn. There was nobody searching for us. There was no fucks given when we have been tortured in this country. Like just even the other day, I was just bringing up a point about slavery and how they use like Jim Crow laws to like beat our spirits down. I was making some point, and you know, guy gets in the comments and he's like so upset that I'm mentioning slavery. Oh, he was never a slave. Blah, blah, blah. Please be quiet when it comes to a Black person, a member of the diaspora, speaking about their Black experience, because we are our ancestors, especially women. We carry the mitochondria of I carry the mitochondria of the first woman of my bloodline. Okay, like, period. I carry the mitochondria of the first woman of my bloodline. Okay, and so, yeah, you know, we feel that. And maybe non melanated people don't have that type of connection because melanin is something that ties you in to the spirit. That's why we dance the way we do. That's why we sing the way we do. That's why our voice is deep the way it is. That's why we're so soulful. Okay? It's because like melanin has to do with your soul. It has to do with your pineal gland. Okay. Sure, everybody's born with a pineal gland, but some of us are more calcified than others. Now, there's other reasons why you could have a calcified pineal gland and you could be black, and this has to do with bad food, and mainly bad food and like chemicals in the atmosphere. But you know, black people are naturally connected with their ancestors. Okay, and so there's a saying out there that says they better be glad that black people are that we want equality or a level of fairness than revenge. And that's on some real shit, because you guys are lucky that we're really not in that energy of wanting revenge, and that we truly have evolved to we're just not in the energy of wanting revenge. Now, will we get into that energy? I don't know. I think that's why they don't want us to know that we're actually native to this country, that we're indigenous to America, because they don't want us to feel like I'm gonna die for my land. They don't want us to get into that energy because they'll be in trouble, and so, but the ancestors ain't playing. And I think that one of the biggest things that I'm taking from it is how, just a week ago, just a week ago, many Americans, black, white, whatever, was talking that shit like, yeah, we Americans, yeah, we'll blow you up. Can't nobody come and attack us. The only war we starting is a war we starting. Like, can't nobody have no war with us, type energy. And I feel like God was like, showed us. Okay. And if you don't notice, like, a lot of black people, we've really taken a step back from fighting for anything. Anytime we try to fight and try to get something, they try to tell us how we don't deserve, and who do we think we are, and it can't be Black Lives Matter, it's got to be all lives matter. It's like we can't have shit. So we're like, you know what, that's why ain't nobody participating in that the immigrants or the deporting people thing. We can't be a part of that. Unless we're directly affected by you guys' tragedies, or we're in the area or whatever, we cannot join your guys' bandwagons no more, because, honestly, like, we're not respected. When we try to help, you guys take the help, but we never get the, like, recognition, or it never is a benefit. So, I just feel like as a collective, like, we've really stopped the whole campaign of, we want to be American. We're kind of just like, do y'all thing. Do y'all thing. We're not fighting against it. We're not fighting for it. We're just like, do what you gotta do. Because I think, many of us are at a place where we already know our time is coming. Okay, our time is coming. I mean, the earth is speaking. The earth is trembling. Okay? The destruction that has been laid upon this earth, it will come to an end. Okay, the earth is way bigger and badder than the white man. Okay, and there was a guy, he explained it in a way that that made a lot of sense. Because they were talking about white supremacy. Now, how white supremacy is actually an illusion. He's like, when did white people ever reign supreme over anybody? He was saying that basically, like, it's only real when the camera's on. It's like, okay, I know that in America, they have that box, are you Hispanic? Okay. And if you click, do you consider yourself Hispanic? They add your number into the white category, because ultimately somebody who's Hispanic, that means that you're claiming Spain, which is a European country, which says you're white, right? So you could be dark brown as hell claiming you're Hispanic and they're putting you in the category of the white people because you're claiming Hispanic, and that's how they categorize. And so, this is like part of the illusion by saying that there's more of them than us. It's weird because it's like, not on this earth, that's for sure. I don't know. I don't believe that. It's really weird. Because, yeah. that is how they get their numbers up to where it says that they're like 60% of the country or something like that. Is because they're tied in with Spanish. Anybody who claims to be Hispanic. Okay. And so I can't explain how dude was saying, and I wish I had his name, but I shared it onto my Facebook. You can go find me on Remedy Williams on Facebook. About how it was basically an illusion when the cameras are off, like, it's not real. Like, you know, I think the biggest illusion is that there's ever anything wrong with Black people genetically. Like there was something inferior. Remember, they tried to say we were 3/5 of a human. And that's the type of shit that should like really is kind of triggering. Because, you know, I'm thinking about that guy Kenneth who came on my comment section and he was like, you weren't part of slavery. And it's like they literally were considering my people 3/5 human. Okay? That's so degrading. Okay? Like that's on paper. I'm not just talking about what it's like to have your wife raped or your children sold. Okay? That's degrading too, or never to have any income from the hard work you put in. Okay, that's degrading as fuck. But then you're gonna really write on paper and make it law that a person of a melanated being is only considered 3/5 human? That's some weird, wild ass shit. And then to never make amends. We have never received the reparations that we were promised. Do you know that what we could have done with 40 acres and a mule? And you know what? We never received that, but even still, we built cities, we built towns. We had Black Wall Street out there in Oklahoma that the white man bombed from the sky. And this was in the last 100 years. This is not like, oh, that's old news. That shit's not that fucking old because there was planes, okay? But anyways, got bombed from the sky. There was never reparation, like no apologies. And they were just because we were doing well by ourselves. So that's why the ancestors are like, stand back. This is not your fight. You know, and the good thing about being Black, being indigenous, being melanated is that like we are fully physically equipped to go through it with this earth. The earth could right? And we will be still here because we are fully equipped for that adaptation. We can withstand the sun, okay? Our bodies are made for this planet. And there's definitely going to be, and that's why it's like, don't even worry about it. The only thing that we have to do is return to nature. You know what I'm saying? Returning to nature. Hey guys, and welcome. Thank you so much. That is the only thing that we have to do. And if you're non-melanated, but you're hearing this and you're like, what the hell, what about me? Same thing. Okay? Return to nature. Okay? If you're willing to do that and take and just be honest about and be willing to live in truth, you know what I'm saying? You will and get in your own divine life purpose. You'll be protected. It's not about your skin color. It's about your heart. You know what I'm saying? And that's for my non-melanated beings who are like, well, where do I fit in? You know what I'm saying? Like, find your place. You know, do your research. Like, find where you come from originally, right? And then who were the true indigenous people there? And that's who you really are. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of illusions to be undone that were created by the powers that be. But something that the guy in the video he made, he was just like, they tried to say, oh, they conquered these people, they conquered those people. But to truly conquer somebody, that they would have to be completely obliterated and like no longer creating. And it's like, yes, they captured people, but it's like black people have been inventing, creating, having babies. You know, like they're actually, the whole abortion law thing, the reason why they want to stop abortions is it's not because um it's because white people get abortions. Okay. So they try to abolish that whole abortion thing because they know that their numbers are slipping. For us, naturally, bro, we just pregnant, 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 pregnant. Okay. And I'm sorry for anybody who doesn't have that type of experience. It has to do with their diet here in this captivity. Okay. But you know, we don't even want to have all these damn kids and got them. You know, but because the white people are in a different position and they make different choices that we do, it's like having abortion on the on the list is like, I don't know, it was killing y'all off. Okay, and I want to say that abortions were initially created because it wasn't like a eugenics plan and Planned Parenthood. The lady was like, oh, we want to try to get black women to not have as many children. There was lots of efforts put in to sterilize us and stuff like that. And, you know, I guess it didn't go as planned. But they ended up killing their own self off. Y'all, I've been getting weird, different type of bugs in my house. Okay, like something just flew past me, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" And so yeah, I haven't pulled a single card. I'm just channeling. I'm trying to see. We'll just do the Astros. So yeah, to what the message that the ancestors are kind of telling me is like they're handling things now. Like the things that we've endured, it's like they're like, okay, good job, guys, we're here. Like type energy. Like y'all been holding it down. You're still alive. You're still alive. But did you die? That's what the universe gonna be saying to the entire black community. Because you know, and I'm gonna say something about this. And this is why it's about being black in America. Like being black in America is particularly special because it's like in Africa, right? Africa is a continent, right? So they don't call themselves African, first of all. They call themselves Nigerian or Ghanaian or whichever country they're from, you know, their nationality. Like they know who they are. Indigenous Australians, they know who they are. Okay? I don't know about in Europe. I don't know if they know who they are over there or not. But these other places where people are able to connect with the indigenous person of that place, and it wasn't, you know, what we had here in this country, but we call ourselves black, although we're copper toned. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the black people, I know that I'm not the only one. Your kids are the ones, right? Your kids are the first ones to remind you you're not black. Because when your kids learn their colors and you try to say, I'm black, they will say to you, I am not black, I am brown. Okay? Because this is black. And this is a shade of brown. Okay? A shade of fertile earth. Okay? So, calling us ourselves black, not really knowing where we're from. I mean, I know I've had these conversations with my own children, so you can't dispute it with your mama because I've had these with my own kids. My oldest is 19, my youngest is 10. Okay, so this is all relative about who we are and what our real nationality is. And I'm sure every black people comes up with whatever they think. You know what a lot of black people say? Please don't distract me. You know what a lot of black people say? Is so my kid popped his head in here, so I lost my train of thought a little bit, but I want to. Oh, you know what a lot of people, black people say about like who's my daddy? What's our nationality? Like, oh, you're a child of God type energy. That's one of them answers. When black people not knowing shit about who they are, and haven't even really been able to contemplate it because of when do you ever get a break? When do you ever get out of the energy? Why do you need a shout out? No. Okay? What have you offered to the community that you get shout out? I don't even know who you are. Okay? So, yeah. Distractions. Okay? I'm literally channeling. The message is for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. All praises to the Most High Power. We're so grateful. Scorpio energy, yeah. There's gonna be more death. And I mean that so matter of fact. I mean that so fucking real. Get the fuck ready. Okay? Don't be afraid of it. It's a part of life. Death is a part of life. Okay? It's finna happen. You know, there's a little funny quote. And it came across my newsfeed the other day. They're like, you don't need to commit suicide. You finna die. Like, just wait. You gonna die. Okay? So it's like, death finna happen. Let's stop making it like this whole taboo thing that we're like, oh, you know, getting older, getting sick, might die. Like, come on. That's part of life. You know, you're holding yourself back from truth, being honest. You know, do you know how many, like, there's so many people who, I don't know, they be sick and don't want to tell nobody. You know, when even if it was a terminal illness, like, they could have been celebrated, loved on more, you know. I don't know. Prepare yourself, because there's going to be definitely some transitions going down. And with this, the water energy has not stopped. Okay, so it could be more water to come. Could be more water to come in different places. But definitely, what this card does say is, any negative or fear that you feel, channel that energy into something that's useful. Okay? So instead of fearing death, right? Like, you can transmute that to be like, well, I'm going to live every day like it's my last. You know what I'm saying? You know, connect with your kids in a way of knowing that you never know what could happen. You want to make sure that you guys have some fond-ass memories. You know, whether it be the kids that go or you that go. You know? Now is a good time for focusing on your achieving your own personal goals, okay? So, your own personal development, becoming who you want to be, and really getting into that legacy energy. Like, what type of legacy are you leaving? Okay? What type of legacy are you leaving? One thing that we're going to be focusing on, like this upcoming school year as a family, is just personal development, like showing up as your best. It's not about what anybody else is doing, what the requirement is. It's like, do your best. My puppy's got her toy. Lots of these moon cards coming through. Beware of letting your wilder instincts spin out of control, okay? But it's also giving me that back to nature energy, okay? So you may be feeling, and especially with this retrograde energy coming through, you may be feeling called back to nature, called back to a primal state, okay? I feel like that's going to bring you a lot of comfort. It's just being in nature, being in trees, being by water, feet in dirt, allowing yourself to be dirty, not like with filth, but like with soil, sand. Allowing yourself to spend time in the sun. That's the reason why people get sick in the wintertime, is because they're not in the sun enough. You really are getting like vitamin D depletion in the winter. Yeah, focusing on yourself and improving yourself and your personal development. Because that's the only thing that you have control of. We don't have control over the left wing, the right wing, the president, your money, or any fucking disasters coming. You don't have control over shit. The only thing you have control of, did you go to the gym today? Did you eat well today? Did you say your prayers today? Are you on track with your goals? That's the only thing you got fucking control over. So make that your fucking priority. Make you your priority. I'm about to get off here soon because I have to be to work hella early and it's 1:30 in the morning. So I'm like, I kind of slept all day though. Like not all day, but like I took hella naps today. That's why I have a lot of energy. This cat, make time to focus on your own spiritual well-being and connect to the metaphysical world around you, period. You know, so spending time in contemplation about who you are and what the world is about and what your goals are and who you want to be and who you used to be and who you thought you was, and you know, focusing on yourself and developing your own spiritual gifts is essential. Let me just pull one last one from this deck and then I'm going to end it. All praise to the Most High Power. We're grateful. Balance. Okay. Relates, mirrors, interacts, confronts, makes conscious, manifests, disciplines, conflicts with, casts, objectifies, and calls out. And okay, so with this balance energy, I'm kind of feeling like it's going to be a balance of like everybody arguing about the same thing, right? Everybody has their point. That actually creates balance. You know what I'm saying? By saying, we need it. Don't cut government funding, and we need more independence, you know? Like, that creates a level of balance so that some people, so that there's money for helping people because we need government funding, but there's independence. There's still this clause to where the government can't totally impede on you, but it also requires you to take care of yourself financially, right? Opposition creates balance. I always like this too because you see, it's like, it's not equal. It's not like, oh, they're all the same size. It's like, no, like the big one with the little one plus a little and a big, you know, balances that out. Pookie. So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go because my puppy is not gonna stop squeezing her toy. Come here, Pookie. Say hi, Pookie. Hi. All right, you guys. Peace and love. I hope you have a wonderful day or night.